After almost 60 years of strong bipartisan support, Congress has cut all federal funding for public media, stripping away a critical pillar of support for local stations like ours. At Vermont Public, we'll lose at least $2 million this year. If all our sustaining members increase their gift by $7 per month, we'll close that gap for good. Increase your gift today and help close the gap at vermontpublic.org/update.
From Vermont Public, this is The Frequency. I'm Mitch Wertlieb. It's Tuesday, August 19th, and here are today's headlines. The University of Vermont Health Network is projecting to make more than $80 million next year in profit at its hospitals in the state. That's if regulators at the Green Mountain Care Board approve the network's budget plans. Board members criticized the hospital system at public hearings last week. They took issue with UVM Health Network providing tens of millions of dollars to support 3 New York hospitals. Owen Foster chairs the board. He questioned Rick Vincent, UVM Health Network's chief financial officer.
So what you're getting in New York is not sufficient. Is that fair?
Yes, it is fair. The commercial negotiations in New York have looked very, very different than they have in Vermont the last few years.
Board members say Vermonters with commercial insurance have been subsidizing New York hospitals. They will release decisions on whether to approve hospital budgets next month. It's quite a different financial situation at Copley Hospital in Morrisville, where midwives say they'll be laid off by hospital officials when Copley closes its birthing center later this year. That prediction comes from testimony during the hospital's budget hearing with state regulators last week. April Vanderveer is a midwife at Copley, and she says the closure will impact her patients' ability to access care beyond pregnancy and childbirth.
A lot of times, I'm the only person they see for the whole year. So I might convince them to get their first mammogram, their first colonoscopy, check their cholesterol, give them their flu shot. Our office right now is a hub for thousands of patients to receive a multitude of services. And this November, Lamoille County is going to lose this care.
Vanderveer cited national research that shows counties without a labor and delivery unit have higher rates of maternal mortality. Copley Hospital says it's closing the birthing center to cut costs. It projects to make $3.5 million in profit next year. Candidates have until May to declare they're running in the 2026 elections, but 2 Vermont elected officials have already confirmed their plans. Republican Lieutenant Governor John Rogers and Democratic Secretary of State Sarah Copeland-Hanzas have not formally announced re-election bids, but both told V.T. Digger in interviews last week that they plan to. Incumbent Republican Governor Phil Scott has not said whether he will run again next year for what would be his 6th term. Copeland-Hanzas told V.T. Digger some people encouraged her to run for governor. But if she runs for Secretary of State again, that leaves the door open for other Democrats to vie for the office instead. And the school year is starting in 2 weeks, and Quebec continues to struggle with a teacher shortage. The CBC reports the province is short around 4,000 teachers for the upcoming year. That leaves about 4% of classrooms without an instructor. The shortage has been even higher in recent years. The province has raised salaries and created fast-track certifications to help with the problem. The CBC reports teachers' unions are concerned that 10% of instructors for the upcoming year lack a teaching diploma. Coming up, there's a special sleepaway camp in Plymouth that's free for the kids who go there, and the kids who do have something in common, an incarcerated parent. We find out more in a story from the University of Vermont Community News Service after this. When a parent goes to jail, it can turn a child's world upside down. In Vermont, there's a summer camp where kids who have been through it can meet other kids like them. Camp Agape is a free, week-long sleepaway camp for elementary-aged kids with an incarcerated parent. It's in Plymouth and has been around for 20 years. Lucia McCallum of the University of Vermont Community News Service recently spent the day there.
At Camp Agape, mornings start with singing. About 30 kids are belting out classic camp songs and Christian worship songs. It's 11-year-old Jaden's 4th summer here.
I love this song so much. I think it's Waterfall. Yep, it's Waterfall. There's been a woodpecker right here.
Yeah? Do you like to sing?
I love it. My Savior, I give you glory.
Jaden's mom taught him to sing, but he says he's an artist because of his dad, who's been incarcerated for most of Jaden's life. Camp Agape was founded in 2006 by several Vermont church congregations. Its goal is to be a fun, safe, and accepting place for any kid who's had an incarcerated parent. Here's Jaden again. We're only using campers' first names for their privacy.
Yeah, but this camp is just to get away from all stress and worries. It's a really fun place to go.
Camp Agape is led by volunteers and funded by grants and donations. It's hosted at Bethany Birches, a Christian youth camp in Plymouth. This summer, 36 kids ages 8 to 12 came through. 10-year-old Nicholas says, when you're here, you can actually be yourself.
You don't have to hide your parents, how you have to do at school sometimes.
And that's the magic of Camp Agape. While campers are cooking dinner over a campfire or catching salamanders down at the pond, they get to talk about their lives with people who can relate.
My name's Cricket. My name's actually Ava, but we go by camp names here.
Cricket's on her 11th summer at Agape. She's a counselor now, but she started coming here as a camper when she was 9.
Growing up, a lot of the adults in my life weren't the best role models for me. And that's not to say my mom was a bad person. She wasn't, absolutely not. I just, coming to camp, there was a lot more stability.
Cricket says Agape was the highlight of her summers as a kid. And now she gets to share that with her campers.
And they're like, oh, no way, your parents were in jail? And I'm like, yeah, I get it. And so I feel like I can just connect with them a lot more than other counselors can.
Beth Ann Mayer is the camp's director. She's a retired pediatrician from Waterbury. And she says when a parent goes to jail or prison, it's hard on a kid's mental and physical health.
Many of our kids walk into camp with a stress level that is 9 to 9.5 on a 0 to 10 scale.
So the camp staff, which includes a social worker, do all kinds of things to help put kids at ease. They give the campers a lot of choice. They try not to rush them, and they set clear expectations, like no electronics.
But there are many children for whom music at night is how they fall asleep.
So they make accommodations.
It is little flexibilities like that that can make or break the camp experience.
Camp is only a week long. Still, staff here say it makes a difference. Kids form close relationships that last for years. And they practice skills here like resilience and empathy. Cricket says she wants adults who work with kids to remember to practice their empathy too.
You don't know what's going on in kids' lives. And so when you encounter kids that are being difficult, assume that they're trying their best.
She says the most important things adults can do for kids are show up, be patient, and listen.
Just be that one safe person for them.
It's late in the afternoon on the last day of camp, and kids are getting ready to board the bus home. Logan's 8 years old, and he missed his baby brother this week. He's excited to get home to see him and share everything he's learned here.
This is why I came to this camp, because I want to show how strong I am and how when he grows older he can come to this camp.
As the bus pulls away, the counselors run after it, yelling and waving goodbye. And as the kids look back, they see Camp Agape cheering them on. With producer Kelsey Kupferer, I'm Lucia McCallum, University of Vermont Community News Service.
Thanks for listening to The Frequency today. We had additional reporting from Lexi Kropp, Stephanie Colombini, who also edited today's episode, and Mark Davis. Our music is by Blue Dot Sessions. I'm Mitch Wordlieb. Talk to you tomorrow.
These days, there's so much news, it can be hard to keep up with what it all means for you, your family, and your community. The Consider This podcast from NPR features our award-winning journalism. 6 days a week, we bring you a deep dive on a news story and provide the context and analysis that helps you make sense of the news. We get behind the headlines. We get to the truth. Listen to the Consider This podcast from NPR.